Okay guys, let's get started with our circuit. So the first move we're doing is a plank position with alternating arm reaches on different angles. So you can see that I have a band wrapped around my hands, which really helps to create resistance at the end of the reach, and that loads my core. I keep my belly button drawn right up to my spine, lock my knees out really tight. I can shift my weight across from hip to hip, but I try not to twist my hips, and that will lock my core down and start working the deep muscles through my back and abdomen. Good. Now we're right into the sumo squat with the band. So you can see that we're using a mid-level range of motion here, but we're coming up nice and tall on the leg we're balancing on, reaching that other leg back, straightening the knee, and trying to squeeze the upper part of the butt. I'm working on different angles. Every time I come up, I'm reaching my heel back on a different angle to get all the fibers of the upper bum muscle. This is a great one just to work on lateral stability for beginners. And as you get more advanced, you can go deeper into the range of motion. Always lock your core, drawing the belly button in and bracing your abdominals before you stand up on the one leg, and that'll give you more support. Now we're transitioning into the push-up with the band wrapped around the back just below the shoulder blades. On this one you can see you want to lock the core in the spine so there's no movement on the push through your spine at all. You can squeeze your bum really tight to give some extra support there. And you can see that we're going all the way down. You want to just gently touch the nose to the floor and then straighten the elbow. And you want to not lock out the elbow, but you want to get up just before the elbow's fully straight and then repeat again with minimal rest at the top. Now a quick transition is going to happen again. Get rid of the band. We grab a stability ball, and I'm using a kettlebell there, which is about 15 to 20 pounds. You want to spread your feet nice and wide. You're going to dig your forearm down into the ball and lock your core really, really tight on this one, and then you start doing a row, and you're pulling it up towards your hip, and you want to basically try and squeeze the shoulder blade in as you pull the kettlebell up. This one's really challenging. If you have to do this on a bench instead of a ball, then that's okay too. Quick transition to the other side. Get set up, dig the forearm into the ball, get the feet nice and wide, grab the kettlebell, and then we start again. And you got to really lock. You don't want your hips to be twisted too far to one side, so you got to really, really squeeze the core as hard as you can. This is a great exercise right here. And you can see even for me, this one's challenging. I'm shaking a little bit, but it's really rewarding, and you get a ton of core stability out of this one, so it's very, very good. And thank God that one's over. We do a quick transition now onto the ball. We're doing a pike, lifting the hips up and squeezing the core as hard as possible. Trying to use the abs to lift my butt, not pull in as hard as I can with my feet, ducking my head, and you just go for about 8 to 10 of these. You're going to be pretty fried after the last core stability exercise that we did. And there you can see that I'm done. So now we're going to move right over into a one-leg assisted squat. I'm using a band tied around the cable system there just for a little support. I'm up on a step, and that allows me to put my leg forward on a less severe angle. So for people who have weak hip flexors and weak in the front of the quad, this is a really, really good way to start working the one-legged squat without straining. I ease down each rep. You can see I'm getting a little bit lower towards 90 degrees. For beginner to intermediate, just bend the knee to about 90 degrees. Anything below that, if you're not prepared, can lead to some problems. You can see I just switched. Sorry that the lighting is horrible on this one, but you get the idea. There we go, just getting a little deeper, getting down towards 90 degrees, and just use the band the least amount that you need to get this one. This should burn the leg pretty good. Drive off the heel on the way up, and stick your bum out the best you can while keeping the chest nice and high. There we go. Now we're transitioning into another leg exercise, but it's going to be in a different plane of motion. We grab a medicine ball, and you're going to step to one side, and then across to the other, and you want to bend the one knee to the outside while you lengthen the opposite leg. Go easy on this one because you don't want to strain your inner thigh muscle, and ease your way down as it starts loosening up. Push off the heel, and always try and keep the chest nice and high. I like this one here. This can fire up the bum muscles, and it works on lateral stability through your hips, which is always great. And because you just did another leg exercise, it'll start really fatiguing your legs in a short period of time. We want to be very efficient here. Okay, now we're transitioning into a great foundational core exercise. This is the plank position, and you're going to lift your hips up 3 times, and you're pulling from your abdominal muscles, trying to squeeze them and not push off the toes. Then you roll over to a side plank position where you're lifting the hips 3 times and then back to plank again. There's 3 more hip lifts while squeezing your abdominals. Then you roll to the other side and you get 3 hip lifts on the other side plank, and then back to the middle. And this one's a great foundational exercise. Side planks are very important to build that lateral stability through your core, to add to the lateral stability through the hips that we got from the last exercise. And obviously these planks to the middle are very effective at getting the deep core. Okay guys, there you have it. That's your first circuit all the way through. You want to go through the entire thing, take 30 seconds to a minute, and then try and go through it a second and eventually a third time. And once you can get through it 3 times, you're going to find that you have more core stability, more hip stability, and you're going to notice that your conditioning is better. You're actually in better shape. So use this as a foundational workout to get you to the next level where we can start doing harder things. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let me know what you think.